As from today, on Tilelook you can create photorealistic projects that you can view in 360 degrees and virtual reality using any VR headset like Google Cardboard, Samsung Gear, Homedo or any other. The new features that are available are included in the Tilelook Pro subscription at no additional cost. So it's always the usual price of €23 per month or €230 per year. Also, you don't need to be an expert. These kinds of views are very easy to create and also to share with your customers and colleagues. So let's see first of all what we are talking about when we talk about 360 projects. This is a project on Tilelook.com. You can see here it shows this 360 degree icon. By clicking on this symbol, we open this interactive view that we were just seeing now. This view is working on our usual browser. In my case, I'm using Chrome, but it will also work on Firefox, Internet Explorer, or any other common browser. So there's no need to install any specific software to be able to view this project in this way. We can rotate the view, as you can see, using the mouse. We can zoom in and zoom out. And by doing one click, I can open this menu here on the top. And for example, here we also have an option to enable an automatic rotation, like we were just seeing earlier. On the menu, you will also see this other icon. This is for enabling VR mode, a virtual reality mode. This is not available on desktop, so we need to move on a smartphone. So let's see this now. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm viewing the same page, but from my smartphone's browser. So by simply rotating the device and moving it, I can move inside of the 360 view. By tapping once on a smartphone, I can open again the menu on the top, and this time the VR icon is available to you, so I'm going to choose it. Okay, and you can see that what this has done is it split the view in two, and so now I could simply insert my smartphone in any VR headset to view this project in virtual reality. So if you have an Android smartphone, the very first time that you do this operation, you will be asked to install an app by Google in order to enable this kind of viewing mode. But after you do this for the first time, this view will open automatically without any other steps to perform. Okay, so what VR devices can I use? Any type of VR headset for smartphone is supported. There are many models available, from simple Google Cardboard to pocket-sized glasses like these ones, or more sophisticated headsets like Samsung Gear VR or Homedo, or any other similar devices. Prices can vary from 10 to 50 euro for the simpler devices to 100 or a few hundred euros for the more sophisticated ones. Before you purchase any of these, my suggestion is that you verify that they are compatible with your smartphone. And then, of course, if you have any doubts or questions about this, don't hesitate to write us directly for support. Okay, so how do we save our projects so that we can view them in VR and 360? It's pretty simple. Here we are inside of the program. We're on the render tab, and this is a project that I've already completed. So from here we can add a new camera and then open the camera settings. You can see here that we can choose a camera type. Here we have panorama and stereographic panorama. The difference between the these two types is that one produces a single panoramic image like this one, while the stereographic panorama produces this other kind of image, which is basically two panoramas, one on top of each other. The two scenes are slightly offset, and this is in order to simulate the distance between the left and right eye, so that it will give the perception of depth when we view this scene in virtual reality. These stereo panoramas make slightly more realistic scenes, but they also take more time to render, so it's really up to you whether you prefer to do the stereo panoramas or the simpler single panorama view like this one. So going back to the program in the camera settings, when we choose one of these two types, we can then choose the format. By default, this is set to a 2:1 ratio, which is the best ratio for viewing and sharing these renders with others. But if you want, you can also change the format by picking a different choice here. And then finally, we can choose the image size or the resolution. Here I suggest that you use a higher resolution than normal, and that's because the whole panoramic view will be viewed only in portions when we actually enter in the VR mode, and also it will be viewed very close up, so it's better to have a higher image quality. I would suggest to use at least a 4K display resolution or higher if possible. So once we apply, before we start the render, we must remember, and this is very important, to place our camera exactly in the center or the best viewing position to take a 360-degree photograph of this project. In order to do this quickly, we can use this button here first to view our project from the front at a mid-height level, and then this other icon here, which will position our camera exactly in the center. Okay, so even though the view that we have now on screen doesn't look very good, you shouldn't worry, as then when you actually do the render, the whole scene will be taken inside of the final image. Okay, so all we need to do now is just simply click on render and then wait for the process to finish. The render will take more time than normal, a non-panoramic scene, though by rendering a panoramic view, in many cases you can actually capture the whole of the project without having to make, for example, more renders of the same design. So in the end, choosing a panoramic render could actually save you some time. Okay, so this is the render that I have already finished. Now all we need to do is simply save our project and also wait for it to be completely uploaded on Tilelook.com. Okay, so once the project is online, all we need to do is log in, enter my Tilelook, and then go in the section My Designs, and here is our 360 project that we can open as we just saw. Now let's see how we can share this view with customers and colleagues. Here in the menu we have a button, Share and Embed. From here we can share this view, this project directly on some of the most popular social networks with these buttons here. We can copy this link, so for example we can share it in an email to a customer, and further below we can also embed the 360 viewer. So by copying this short HTML script, we can actually copy this interactive view in order to place this inside of our website if you have one. So all you need to do is send this short script to your webmaster in order to install this view in any web page of your website. Okay, so before we finish, I want to show you one last cool feature. From the program, we can save our panoramic render So we click on Save Image to save this render on JPEG or PNG file. Once we save this image, this is readable directly on Facebook as a 360 photo. So for example, if you open your Facebook page or profile and you upload the render in any of your posts like this, okay, wait for it to load, and then we publish this new post. Okay, you can see that Facebook will display this view as a 360 photograph that you can view from your mobile or VR device. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'm sure you will appreciate how easy it is to obtain these nice 360 views for your projects. Virtual reality technology is becoming popular very fast, though it's still quite new and still not very common and standard. There are many devices that you can buy that work in different ways and have different features. For now, on Tilelook, we choose a simple approach that lets you show your project directly from a normal browser on a PC or smartphone without the need for any specific app or device, which would require additional training and costs. As usual, if you have any questions, you can contact us directly on our website from our contact us page here on the top, or you can write an email directly to contact@tilelook.com. Thanks for watching and see you soon.